Hello, you are watching another edition of the Department of Basic Education TV News on OpenView Channel 122, on YouTube and on BRICS TV Channel 509 Starset. This is your weekly news roundup of what's been happening in the education sector. My name is Tsegohajo Moagi. Welcome and thank you for choosing our platforms. In the news this week, we travel with the Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga to Limpopo, the Free State and the Northern Cape as she monitors the vaccine rollout program in the country. Yes, the basic education sector together with the Department of Health are currently vaccinating educators and those in the schooling environment. They plan to vaccinate over 582,000 people by the 8th of July. And in a week, more than 272,000 people were vaccinated. We speak to the Free State MEC about their rollout program, but also about plans they have in place for matric learners as schools were forced to close a week earlier due to the coronavirus. The Limpopo province has done exceptionally well in vaccinating staff. We speak to Education MEC Poli Bushielo about this and how they managed to vaccinate more than 30,000 people in just 2 days. In Gauteng, we find out from Education MEC Panyaza Lisufi how he feels now that this rollout is taking place. But remember, you get to have your say too by sharing your thoughts with us or any story you'd like us to cover on our Twitter page at DBE_SA and at DBE TV News, Facebook DBE SA, Instagram DBE SA. You can use the hashtag DBE News. The vaccination rollout is running smoothly, and this is no exception in the Northern Cape. The Education Department says it's vaccinated more than half of their teachers and staff. The province must vaccinate just over 16,000 people who are in the basic education sector. Minister Angie Motshekga has been visiting various provinces in the country to check on the progress of the vaccine rollout program. She's also thanked teachers for heeding the call to be vaccinated.
So I'll tell you why I'm sure that we will meet our deadline. Last week when we got the first batch from 300,000, I had requested provinces to plan for 300,000 so that if there are any delays in us receiving the vaccine, we shouldn't be out of plan. So we had planned very conservatively next week for the 300,000. But from Sunday, Health Department assured us that all the vaccines that we have requested have arrived, so there won't be any shortages. That's why we're able to ramp up. And as I said, Thursday and Friday will even help us to ramp up even faster because we don't have children to look after. So teachers will just come in blocks in their schools. We'll avoid overcrowding, but they'll come in their numbers. So now that we have assurance of the availability of vaccines, we're able to move faster.
Teachers and staff in the basic education sector have shown their appreciation in receiving the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Today I decided to come and take the vaccination. I feel good about myself, and I would also want to encourage everybody to come and take a jab. It's a good thing to do so that at the end of the day we have immunity. And I think it's one way to fight this disease. That's the only way to do now, vaccination. All of us must do the same.
Still on matters related to the vaccination rollout, Minister Motshekga says she is satisfied with the progress made in the Free State. She was in that province earlier this week. She also took the time to address the media following the country being moved to adjusted lockdown level 4. Schools closed a week earlier on Wednesday the 30th for learners, and the minister announced that they will reopen on the 19th of July.
I visited the site here. You can see also that there's movement because during the teaching days, we wanted the process to move quickly so that no school stays here for more than an hour so that they are able to go back to school. And I can see here the queues are moving quickly. There's additional health facilities. I assessed my blood pressure, so which is very good, to really have those support mechanisms There's a doctor who is here all the time to make sure that indeed if there are any difficulties.
While in the Free State, she also visited one of the top performing schools in the province, Gauteng Secondary School. She thanked the teachers for their sacrifice and determination to the profession, but mostly she encouraged the learners to continue working hard in order to succeed this year and in the future.
So erikile o hela hona ho hore le tume ka ntho tse ntle. Ha se hangata tulong ena le batjha ho ho re fumane di report tse ntle fela. But the reports we got about this school is very encouraging. It gives us hope as government, but it also gives us hope as adults. I want to thank our teachers because everything else is on your shoulders. How to abana ba ithuta hantle, which means le ba ruta hantle. How to ba itshwere hantle kore le ba ruta re ba itshware hantle. So a batlu bua tse ngata se ke se mo ke diteboho fela. Ku leboha matshira lona, ke lebohe lona, ke lebohe hore le mamelle ho a re tlang sekolong. You must be humble. But saboraro, you must work hard. I've been minister for some time, and I always take this experience as very valuable. Every year, even last year when there was COVID, we hosted the top learners. We host the top 20 in the country. And I always make time to interview them and ask them one simple question all the time. How did you get it right? Last year we had almost 1 million learners writing, so we only had 20. So what makes you to be in the top 20 nationally? And strange enough, for more than 10 years, I get one answer. I give money. Karabwering ha ke ka rapela e sale ke dutse lengweleng bosiu le motsiare ka be ka kganyelwa ke dintho tsohle ka fumana dikarabo ba ibuye tse di mhloka jwala re ke ka rape bosiu kaofela ka pantate moholo ya reportele ka mona ba ntshwara ka ntho tsa lapeng ka tswa ke di matla ka pasa ha ona mo apotetseng teng. All of them, they say they work hard.
Despite schools closing early, the minister says supplementary exams and the marking thereof will continue. Staying in the province, Education MEC Tate Mahwe says he is confident the Free State will complete its vaccination rollout program as planned. I had a discussion with the MEC about various issues, including the working relationship between the Education and Health departments to ensure the vaccination program runs accordingly. He also took the opportunity to give more details about the program available for matric learners now that schools are closed.
But also we must really thank the Department of Health because we work very closely with the Department of Health and they've been able to come quickly to our rescue so that we could close the school temporarily and then and vaccinate all the test all the kids. And after that, open a school after a week or so. So since the beginning of this year, that's what has been happening. But it's very, very interesting to note that in one school, I think it was somewhere in Muteo, in Excelsior, the community wanted to close the school because the school has been affected. And the learners refused to say, no, look, it is our future here. Allow the Department of Education and allow the Department of Health to deal with this matter. And I think we have now our communities behind us in terms of dealing with these challenges. But indeed, yes, it was a problem. It was disruptive. It was targeting primary schools and high schools, both regional schools alike, and there's a number of them.
Now, MEC, what are your views on the early recess, the early school break? I mean, it is about just a week, but what do you think about the decision that has been taken?
Look, it's a good decision, even though, of course, it has a lot of disruptions. We were engaged in examinations, And I think about 5 of the subjects that were going to be written by grade 11s and grade 12s won't be written because of that. But we actually have discussed that the learners can go back to that when they come back after a week. So indeed, because the numbers were rising too high, and it was, as you know, on TV every morning, and parents were panicking. I went to one school on Monday after the president's announcement, and almost 80% of the parents withheld their children. So I think it was a good strategy that we must just give it a breather so that we can go back. But also it has allowed us to use this time to vaccinate the teachers, to focus on vaccinating the teachers. I'm sure by now you are aware that we have finished all the vaccines allocation that was given to us. We are waiting for a second tranche. We had done, I think, almost 60% by Monday. So we had actually intended to finish by Friday, but because the vaccines were a little bit slow, the Department of Health only brought them yesterday. So we are starting again today. So we should be able to go on until Saturday. And we believe that we would have done almost 100%. Just to give you a sense, here in Mangaung, in Bloemfontein, which is Moteo district, we already did 80%, because here it was very clear that we focused on an area that was hard hit with coronavirus. And therefore our advocacy was much stronger here. And then we are very happy that many teachers responded. And as I'm saying, we're at 80%. We just need to mop up in the next few days.
And just tell us about the learner support programs that the Free State has specifically for matriculants.
We are following up what the learner support programs that the ministers announced, WOZA, Matric, and others. But remember, we also have got our own IBP here. We've got our own broadcast program, where we are able to broadcast through the community radio stations, but also through our own internet processes. We're able to broadcast to the learners. So we'll be having that. But also, we have prepared quite a number of materials, printed materials done by subject advisors. We printed it ourselves. We have given them to our schools. So the learners know that this is not a holiday, it's just working from home. And we've encouraged most schools to use things like WhatsApp so that learners can continue to work at home, WhatsApp the teacher if they've got problems, especially in things like mathematics. They can take a photo and tell the teacher, here's where I'm struggling. And teacher can communicate them through WhatsApp. So we are beginning to, or we are trying to use your social media for the correct reasons during this period.
When we return, we speak to the Limpopo Education MEC about the successful vaccination program in that province.
As you return to school in the COVID-19 environment, this is what you need to know. On your way to school, keep your mask on at all times. Avoid touching surfaces, but also try not to touch your face, nose and eyes. Remember to wash your hands with soap for at least 20 seconds regularly. It would be nice, but please don't hug your friends. Avoid sharing stationery and your books, but if you really have to, always talk to your teacher first about it. And oh, don't ever share your mask. Your mask is your safety. Your mask is your health. When you get home, take off your mask and wash it with warm water and soap. Stay safe and remember to keep washing your hands. Play safe, work safe. Let's beat the coronavirus together.
The Limpopo Education Province, together with the Health Department, have excelled in their vaccine rollout program for educators, and they have recorded high numbers of participation in the initiative. Unlike most areas, the province has not yet experienced the third wave of the coronavirus. An Education MEC, Bushielo, says this is due to a good working relationship with the Provincial Health MEC. I spoke to MEC Bushielo and started by asking her about COVID-19 cases in schools and how they have managed to contain them.
I think in Limpopo, we're able to contain the COVID-19, as you have seen, and the third wave is not yet with us. And when we saw it in 4 provinces, Gauteng, Northern Cape, Free State, and Northwest, we wrote to all our schools and said to them, close, don't allow visitors, learners must eat in the classroom, social distance must be observed, and then learners must sanitize, and we closed for everybody. So we were able to at least contain it. And as far as I know, the severe case is the one that we had in Marobatuta High School. It's a boarding school near Moria. We had about 46 of them tested positive. And when we try to analyze it with the MEC for Health, we think it's because Marobatuta is a Zion Christian Church school. So because people can't go to Moria, I think they still come around that area. The beliefs, they believe that if they are around that area, at least they are nearer to Moria, So we think that's what made this number to be high. So the MEC was able to cordon the area and test everybody around Mamabolo area. So it was contained. In other schools, out of the 3,777 schools, I think it was around 6 schools where it is 1 teacher there, 1 learner there, 2 teachers there. So all of them were able to close them according to the safety and health protocol, which is about 2 days or so, and then do what we're supposed to do, and then the school resumed. So we fared very well in terms of dealing with the third wave. Actually, we don't have third wave yet.
It's quite interesting that you mention that the Limpopo does not have the third wave. It must really be a good relationship and partnership, it sounds as well, that you have with the MEC of Health and the Department of Health in the Limpopo province. Tell us how the vaccination program is going with that particular partnership.
You are correct. We have a very good relationship with the Department of Health, but not only with the Department of Health, also with the Department of Social Development. If you remember when we had bullying cases, the social workers were all over from Department of Social Development, including transport and community safety. So we have this integrated work. And fortunately, I also chair the social cluster, which consists of sports, arts and culture, health, transport, and also social development. So when this vaccination issue came, we sat down with the MEC for Health and we start our planning. You can't believe on Thursday, before we went for our vaccination on Friday, we had a meeting until 2 a.m. because we wanted to make sure that everything was done correctly and we're going to give it our best shot. And report shows that we have really given in our best shot. Each side were given 37 sites. Each site could only take 520. So if we could take more, we could have finished everything over the weekend, but also we didn't have enough dosage. We were waiting for our own dosage. But this weekend, Friday and Saturday, we are going to finish in Limpopo, done. Everything, staff, cleaner, everybody done.
MEC, the schools have, of course, closed in a week earlier than what they were supposed to close. How do you feel about that decision to close schools slightly earlier?
Fortunately, the minister is one person who always consults us before we take a decision. All of us agreed that our learners have been going through a lot, especially in those areas where there is a third wave. So we thought while we wanted to keep them in school, especially the grade 12 ones, but we need to give them at least a week's break so that they're able to recharge and come back energized and be able to face their studies or to come back to school. So we are preparing for the winter enrichment classes and all extra classes when they come back. But in terms of our program, DBE also have WOZA Metric, and also they can access others online. Your TV now, they can also access it. That is what we're trying to do. But we thought they just need a little break, just a week, and then they can come back.
Wow, absolutely a privilege and an honor to be here. I want to say thank you to everybody involved for making this possible.
I'm very excited to be safe and then just get on with the job that we need to do.
SATU, we want to encourage all teachers to volunteer and take the vaccination. We are very excited about the rollout in the province.
As a leader of the school, I need to lead by example, and I'm worried if I'm not taking it, I'm going to get sick, and who's going to teach the kids out there? This is not for us, it's for the young ones.
I'm getting vaccinated to protect not only myself, but also my family and my friends. It's the right thing to do, so please get vaccinated.
The vaccination was not even painful, and I feel absolutely fine, a bit drowsy but absolutely fine, and I would really recommend that every educator get vaccinated.
Welcome back. This is your weekly news roundup of what's been taking place in the basic education sector. In Gauteng, Education MEC Panyaza Lisufi says the vaccination of teachers and staff in the sector is a step in the right direction. Lisufi and the head of department, Edward Musuwe, received their jabs a week ago in Tembisa. Lisufi says although there were minor glitches, things have been moving smoothly in the province.
But the regret part of it is that we've lost a lot of time in the education sector. That if we had this earlier, we would have recovered and protected the future of our children. We can't risk to have a generation that miss school. We can't risk to have a full generation that will not be given the necessary support that they need. The experts have indicated that the closure and opening of schools since last year, we've lost almost between 3 to 5 years of schooling. So it's very important that we recover that lost time. So this is the beginning of ensuring that the sector recovers.
That brings us to the end of this week's weekly news wrap on Channel 122 on OpenView, on YouTube, and now on BRICS TV, Channel 509 Starset. Remember to get in touch with us via all our social media platforms using the hashtag DBE News. We wish all learners and teachers enjoy the much-needed break and rest. And remember to stay safe. Until next time, it's goodbye from myself, Tsehoha Jomoachi, and the DBE TV News team.